Hi guys, welcome back to Glam Me Up. Today's video is going to show you how to get these glitter gradient nails, and this is what they look like. They're super pretty and it's really easy to do. This looks like you got it professionally done, like you got it airbrushed or something, and they look like fake nails, but they're not. This is my natural nails and I did this all by myself, and it's actually really easy to do, and I filmed it so I could show you all how to do it. So this is what they look like. They're super pretty and they're so easy to do. All it is two different glitters, and it's layering up the glitter. So you're starting off with a smaller glitter and a light coat for the bottom, and then you use the chunkier glitter and you just start layering it up. That way you get that nice faded gradient effect. So it goes from really opaque glitter down to the complete natural nail at the bottom. So these are the polishes that I'm going to be using right here. The first one that I use is the Orly Bonder. This is my base coat. And then the next polish that I use is the Essie nail polish in Big Spender, and this is just a pretty purpley pink color. And I apply this just to the tips of the nails and kind of blend it out. That way you get the base coat underneath to show through. This is more of a purple pink color. It looks more purple, but it's kind of like a pinkish color too. You could do this with any different types of glitter. I might try this with the blue glitter next time, but I just like using a base underneath just on the tips to make it very opaque. Then the next color that I use is the Sally Hansen Extreme Wear nail color, and this is in Strobe Light, and this is a really pretty light pinkish lavender color. It almost looks like OPI's Teenage Dream, but I think the glitter is a little bit more fine and it's not as like opaque when you put it on. So I really like this just to go right here at the base. So all I did was I just applied this from the base of my nail up in a very thin layer, and then I applied another layer just right here to this bottom part. Then I took OPI's nail polish. This is from the 2010 Burlesque collection, and this is called Show It and Glow It. And this is a really pretty purpley pink color. It looks more purplish. It's got a little bit of blue glitter in it and silver glitter, but it's mainly that purplish pink color. And this is super pretty and glittery. It's very opaque glitter. You don't need many layers for this. So what I did was I took a very thin layer of it, hardly any on my brush, and I brushed it over across this half part, the top half of my nail. And then I took another layer and went over the middle part. And then I took a very thick layer of it and went over the top part and just kind of blended it out. You could do this with plain polishes like these, but it's a little bit harder to blend with the glitter. I feel like it makes a better gradient effect because the glitter, you can layer it up very good and it just kind of blends nicely. I started off using a makeup sponge for this because I heard that it works well too, because you can kind of just stamp it on. But I found that it was a lot harder to use, and if I was going to be using glitter anyways, I didn't really need to have something to blend it. So if you wanted to use just regular polish, then I would recommend using a sponge or something just to kind of stamp it on so you get that faded effect, and you could just keep layering it up. But it's definitely easier to use the glitter for this, and it's a very easy tutorial, so let's go ahead and get into it.
So I've already got my base coat on, and I just used the Orly Bonder, and this works really good because it's rubberized, so it makes the nail polish stick to it. The first polish that I'm going to be using is the Sally Hansen Extreme Wear nail color, and this is in Strobe Light, number 200. And this is just a really pretty light pinkish purple glitter. It's not a really thick glitter, but it's not super fine, so it's perfect for this. I'm not sure if the camera's picking up the right color here. But I'm just going to take this and I'm going to start it really thin at the bottom. The key to doing this is keeping the brush very thin for the first layer and then thickening it up as you get up to the top of the nail. So I'm going to go ahead and just apply this. So I'm going to wipe off the excess on the brush, so there's just a little bit on here. And I'm going to start down here with just a really light touch. And you don't want to completely cover the entire nail as you're doing the layers, because you don't want it to get too thick here at the top, because then it will peel the thicker it is. And you want this to last a long time, so you just want to layer it up right where you want the glitter and the color to go. You don't want to cover the entire nail with each layer, because then the polish is going to get way too thick. Now I'm just going to take a little bit more on my brush, and I'm going to angle that about right here, and then just blend it up. And that's all I'm going to do for this color. The first polish that I'm going to use is this Essie nail polish, and this is in Big Spender, and it's this really pretty kind of purpley pink color. It's more purple, I think, than it is pink, but I've shown this before in swatches. You can check it out on my blog. But I'm just going to put this on the very tip of my nail. Kind of just like, I'm just going to kind of do a stripe across. This is just going to provide a nice base for the glitter to go over. And then I'm just going to kind of pull it down lightly with barely anything on my brush. Just pull it down so it's not one harsh line. And the glitter is going to cover this up so it's going to blend nicely. So it's going to look messy right now, but once the glitter goes over, it's going to look better. So let this dry before you do the glitter because you don't want to smear it any. So now I'm going to be taking OPI. This is from the Holiday Burlesque collection, and this is in Show It and Glow It, and it's this really pretty purpley pink glitter. This is super pigmented and very thick glitter. It goes on very opaque. It doesn't take many coats to get a full glitter nail with this polish. So what I'm going to do with this is take a thin layer and start about right here, and then just brush that up, and then I'm going to take a thicker layer and keep layering it up till I get to the tip with the thickest layer, as you can see with this nail. So I'm going to wipe off all the excess off of this brush here to where there's just a little bit on the brush, enough to coat the nail in a very thin layer. And then I'm going to start down here and just keep layering it up. Now I accidentally did this in the wrong order because I forgot to put on the color first, so that's why you're seeing it differently with the color on now. But I will show you in the full order on the next nail. And then I'm going to put a little bit more on here, but not too much, and I'm going to focus that right where the lines meet, where the color meets the nail where I stopped. I'm going to focus that pretty heavy, but not too heavy. And then I'm going to get some more polish. Now my brush is really coated up right now, and I'm going to put this on the very tip. The very tip is where it's going to be the most opaque. And this is nice since it's glitter, it doesn't have to be perfect. And then just wipe off your brush and then take the extra and just drag it down to blend it. So now I'm just going to take my nail and kind of clean off the edges a little bit. And that's how it turns out. It's really easy to do. Now let me go through the steps again and show you on this nail. So we're going to take the big spender first, which is the plain nail polish color. And we're just going to apply this to the tip right where our white is, because you really want to cover up the white. Apply it heavier on the very tip, and then just blend it down with the clean side of the brush that doesn't have polish. Make sure you get the corners too. And see, this doesn't have to be perfect. As you can see, I smeared it down a little bit, but that's okay because the glitter is going to go over it. Now we're going to let this dry. Now we're going to be taking the strobe light and wipe off the extra on this. Since this is very kind of clear and sheer, you don't have to wipe off too much of it. And then I'm going to start at the base of my nail with this and just bring it up about to the middle. And then I'm going to dip it in again and get a little bit more. I'm going to apply this just right here. You could just use the OPI polish only with this and not use any of the other ones, but I think since this is a different size glitter, it's a lot thinner, it kind of makes it look nicer to blend it all the way down to the bottom with this, since it is a smaller, more sheer glitter. But you could just use one color with this and get the same effect. So I'm going to let this dry a little bit. This doesn't have to dry completely since it is going to blend in with the glitter anyway. Yeah. Now I'm going to go in with the Show It and Glow It. And I'm going to pretty much wipe off the brush clean. Since there's so much glitter on this, we'll still get a light application if we wipe it all the way off. And then I'm going to start in the middle with this and just kind of bring it up. Then I'm going to dip it in and get a little bit more, about that much on your brush, and then start right where the color starts right here and apply it pretty heavy right there to blend it nicely. And then I'm going to dip it in more, about that much, and then apply this to the very tip. And then just make sure you got the corners good. And I'm going to take a little bit more and just apply it to the very tip so it really fades nicely from very opaque glitter down to a sheer glitter. And there's no harsh lines. And I'm just going to take my thumbnail here and clean up the edges. It's best to clean up the edges when it's wet. That way you don't have to sit there and scrub and possibly smear your actual nail polish when it's dried on your skin. So that's what they look like so far. Now I'm just going to do this last pinky nail right here and I'll just speed it up for you. Now the best way to do this to where everything is dried is go over all of your nails with each color one at a time. Like I would do all my nails for the next hand with this color and then go back through and do the glitter separate. That way they have time to dry. So you're not sitting there waiting for it to dry. You can just do them all at once with each color. Then you can always completely clean off your brush to where it's like that and then just blend them all down once they start to dry a little bit, just to make sure all the colors are blended. Okay, now I just finished doing both hands and I'm just going to go over with my favorite top coat. This is the Seche Vite Fast Dry Top Coat. You definitely need to apply a top coat over top this glitter because the glitter can tend to flake off and you want to definitely seal it in. This keeps it lasting at least about a week and it will keep it from chipping and stuff. So definitely apply a top coat, apply it pretty thick, and definitely make sure that you get the ends here because that's where the glitter will start to flake off too. So this is what it looks like after you apply the top coat. It's super shiny and pretty. It really just locks in the color and really blends everything out nicely. So this is the finished look.
So that is it for this easy nail art tutorial. This is the Glitter Gradient Nails. If you want to see pictures of it, then visit my blog. I also have swatches of these on my blog under the Nail Color of the Week tab. So all products will be listed on my blog, so don't forget to check that out. It will be linked below. And I will also link some other nail tutorials that I have. Check back in a few days. I'll have my next video up, which is called the Look for Less, and I'll be comparing two products that are one that's expensive and one that's cheap, and find out if they're similar and they both work just as well. So don't forget to check back soon for that. So that is it for my nail art tutorial, and I will talk to you all soon. Bye everybody.